This is Kareen with Kareen and Company. Today we're going to have a really sensitive topic. It's going to be whether it's molestation, rape, the body being taken advantage of by another soul, and we're asking them not to. This is what we're going to cover today. So let's set our intention that as we breathe deep down to our lower dantian with our finger in our belly button, and we hold and exhale, we're going to ask that all those trapped emotions, all those triggers, all those injustices be identified, released, and cleared. I'm also going to set our intention that anything hidden, buried, covered up be brought to the surface, and as we breathe in, hold, and release, we let go. I'm also going to set the intention that anything we inherited genetically, cellularly, or emotionally from our biological mother and their biological mothers and fathers and our biological father and his biological mother and father, these energies acknowledged, released, and cleared. I'm going to ask that anything from past life, parallel universes, other dimensions that bleed in, causing more subconscious odds and ends and clutters, I'm going to ask it be released and cleared too. And we're going to set our intention that as we heal through our breath, we no longer allow this situation, this trauma, this tragedy to keep taking hold of our life, keeping us prisoner of these unhappy thoughts, these unhappy emotions, these terrors, these night fears. So as you breathe, give yourself permission to let go. So, intense fear, whether we inherited it from our mother and father and then it was awakened by a situation, let's ask this intense fear no longer keep reproducing in the central nervous system. Let's ask that fight and flight stop reprogramming all the fear, all the worry, all the stress. As you take a breath in and hold, we're going to ask it to be cleared. I'm going to ask that you take a breath in. You're going to hold. I want it to be filled with love and self-forgiveness. And as you release, you let go of all blame and shame that it was your fault, that you brought it on. Those are lies. That is just not true. Those are just other humans trying to take away the blame and blame maybe a female or a male. But you know what? Women as much as men are raped. And it's an energy that is not healthy, it's not divine, and you do not have to hold on to these energies. Breathe in a lot of love and forgiveness, not only for yourself, but for those who have taken advantage of you. Let's clear it for our biological mothers and fathers and their mothers and fathers, because we've had a lot of lifetimes of people not respecting our body, not respecting our heart, our soul. And then what happens is a lot of lies to cover up truths. Let's forgive people who have lied to cover up the truths that caused emotional pain, mental pain, and psychological pain for people who have been hurt, harmed, and wounded. I'm not going to call you a victim because you're not a victim. You're a soul that got taken advantage of, and I want this soul and your soul to know that you are divine. You deserve to be treated with respect. You deserve to be heard. Let's clear blocks to communication. Good. Let's clear blocks to trusting that we can communicate with others without them talking behind our back, ganging up on us, making us feel unwanted, unloved, unsupported. And sometimes when we're wounded or hurt, we're afraid of what the consequences will be. Well, that's a part of fear. Let's clear the fear. And some of us have had consequences that were unjust, unfair, caused more emotional pain, mental pain, psychological pain. Let's take a breath in. Let's ask that this pain that gets trapped from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right, from the yin to the yang, be acknowledged. Hidden, buried, covered up. Let's bring it, clear it, and remove it. Let's ask for divine protection, divine justice, divine love. I'm going to ask these painful memories, Memories are our master keys, but let's clear them if they're no longer enhancing our life, enhancing our world, creating harmony. I'm going to ask the lungs, the large intestine, the stomach, the spleen, the heart, the small intestine, the bladder, the kidneys, the sanjiao, the triple warmer, and the liver gallbladder, to let go of these energies, these trapped emotions that keep us prisoner in our own life. That's not what life is all about. So keep breathing as I clear. Thank you. And then sexual harassment. It's not okay to harass another soul. It's not okay to make fun of another person, to beat them down, to create a lot of fear. So we're going to forgive you at this time, but most of all, we're going to forgive our soul for the fear of not speaking up, fear of not fighting back, fear of not kicking someone's ass. I'm going to ask all these trapped emotions be eliminated, released, and cleared for the highest good of each soul who's had this trauma and who's been holding on to it. We give it back to the individual who placed it on us. We clear all etherical cords. We ask that their energy no longer penetrate our mind, our heart, our lungs. Take a breath. Good. And then what we get is we cry a lot. Our lungs are all about our tears, our cries, our inner suffering, our inner sadness. Let's go in and ask our lungs to let go of all those trapped emotions, and then our heart and our pericardium for things we've silently suffered over that we chose not to share with people. Let's clear the belief that we have to be strong, that we can endure this. It's not true. We don't have to endure anything that isn't supporting us, creating happiness, joy, and self-love. So let's forgive ourselves for blaming ourselves, for holding on to all these pent-up emotions. Strong doesn't mean we have to suffer, so we have to clear that perception, that belief in judgment, clear it through all layers, levels, and lifetimes. Good. Sometimes we feel abandoned by others, but honestly what we're doing is abandoning ourselves. We're assuming we can hold on to all this pain, all this trauma, all this terror, all this fear, and we can't. So what I want you to do, I want you to take a big breath in as you breathe in, and you hold, and you exhale. We're going to let go of those beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that keep you so trapped in your thoughts, that create anxiety, depression, heartache, and then it fills our lung with a lot of grief, and then our throat chakra can't even express. I'm going to ask all these bodies that have experienced this harm, this sadness, this pain. When you take a breath in, you're going to breathe in a lot of self-love, self-forgiveness, self-value, self-appreciation. We're going to take back your personal power. We're going to trust that we are worthy of kindness. We are worthy of joy. We are worthy of support by individuals that are kind, thoughtful, loving. Good. Now, so then what happens is when we hold all this in, and maybe it happened a long time ago, our central nervous system, our fight and flight, just stays on. That cortisol keeps producing, our adrenalines keep producing, and we don't really know how to just neutralize. So while you're laying with your finger in your belly button, you can watch this video, but you're just going to put your hands on your heart, and every time you feel your body slipping into fight and flight, irritation, agitation, hate, I just want you to take a breath in, and all I simply want you to do, without criticizing yourself, critiquing yourself, belittling yourself, I want you to just say on a soul level, I acknowledge these feelings and these thoughts. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to hold, and when you release, you're going to let go of a lot of love and a lot of forgiveness. You have to do this because I promise weeks, months down the road, some of this tragedy and trauma is going to really be removed and released. There is no justice to your soul if you can't breathe in a lot of love, a lot of healing, and a lot of forgiveness. I've experienced things in life and I had to ask forgiveness, but on other days I wish they were dead. So we're only human, so we're going to keep working on it till we can actually get through it. Feeling there's no divine justice when a situation happens and you've been taken advantage of, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, or sexually. There is divine justice. You're going to love your soul even more. You're going to forgive yourself for believing you had something to do with it. You're going to forgive those people who spoke behind your back, who belittled you, who betrayed you, because you know what? Your soul is a divine temple, and we can't afford to have a breakdown within because we forgot we are amazing, we are beautiful, we are intelligent. Let's clear it from Alpha to Omega, from first incarnation to infinity, all traumas, all triggers, and all pains. No more silent suffering. No more silent suffering. Find someone you can believe in, you can trust. Good. And then I want to clear the body just totally shutting down, because maybe you did try to talk to people, maybe you did ask for help, and maybe what happened is, you know, they threw more ugliness towards you and then you just felt so hopeless. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you have some of these feelings going on, you text me. Text me your number, you text me the words, and I'm going to help you clear it. We all have a desire and a design in this lifetime to be happy, to be healthy, to be supported. I'm going to ask anything that created self-destruction be released and cleared. Any programs of self-punishment that keep running, I'm going to ask they be acknowledged, released, and cleared. Any programs of being a victim in this lifetime, I'm going to ask those be removed and cleared. Any programs of suicide running, whether it's this lifetime, past lifetime, other lifetimes, let's clear it. It's not necessary. Let's clear heartache, suffering, and sadness. Let's implement a light heart. Heart and lungs filled with love and joy. From top to bottom, left to right, inner peace, inner tranquility, finding your path, your purpose in this lifetime. Good. So keep breathing, keep releasing, and the most important thing for healing is, if you're thinking of thoughts in your fingers in your belly button, whatever thought comes, breathe into it, hold, and release. If you're somewhere in an office and you can't, this is our lung channel right here. You can simply just sweep whatever your feelings are. You can do it bilaterally. You can take your hands on your heart and your lungs. You can just acknowledge that you're either having a trauma or an emotional flare-up. Just get one word associated with it. Take that breath in, release, and clear. I always love to breathe in love and exhale forgiveness. It's not always about the other person. It's just about our divine body, our thought processes, our perceptions, our beliefs, and judgments. So heal your body one emotion at a time and take back your control, take back your inner power, and forgive yourself before you even bother forgiving others, because once you forgive you, your life gets a lot better.